Hello everyone. So I'm about to head over to the dealer. I guess my bed liner is in. This is the first modification I'm making to the truck. So hopefully this is going to turn out all right. I actually got the liner from the dealer, the Ford dealer. I didn't want to mess around with a third-party liner. I want to make sure that I get the one that made for this truck. So hopefully it turns out right. They have to cut the holes in the liner for my fifth wheel prep package, so I want that to be done right. If they screw it up, they're gonna fix it, so I'm gonna keep an eye on them there. I'll let you guys see what it looks like once I'm done there. All right. Hello everyone. Yeah, so we had the bed taken care of. Just a side note, don't mess with the drop-in bed liner. I know it costs a little bit less, but I went to the dealer, tried to get the drop-in bed liner put in. They put it in and then told me that it was damaged, had paint on it. So it was a hot mess. So I ended up having them take it out, and we went in and did the spray-in bed liner. So it looks a lot better, turned out a lot better. So let's take a look at it here. So we did the spray-in bed liner. It turned out way better than what the drop-in was looking like. They couldn't figure out how to properly cut the puck holes for my fifth wheel package. So we settled on it. I got a refund on the drop-in bed liner and had them do the spray-in. They were running a special, so this is an extended 8-foot bed, and it was $449 to do the full spray-in bed liner. All right, so that's one thing checked off the list for the truck. Hello everyone. I'm going to walk you through the next set of modifications I made to the F350 Dually, and let's take a look. Okay, so the first modification I made after the bed liner was with this ABS bug deflector. This actually is pretty cool. It has LED lights, right, that are on the front here. I've attached that to my uplifter switch, so that works when I turn my headlights on, so it looks pretty good. So the next upgrade I did was with the tailgate. Because I have the STX package, it doesn't come with the tailgate step that comes with some of the upper models of the F350. So what I found was a tailgate ladder that you attach to the tailgate of your truck. It works pretty well. Has a little strap that keeps it tied down, and then it just folds over like such. All right, and it makes a pretty good little ladder to get in and out of the truck. The truck is so high that it's a kind of a pain in the butt to try to get in and out of the the bed of the truck without some kind of assistance. All right, now the next major change I did was I added the Firestone air springs to the truck for added suspension when we put the rig on the back of the truck. And let's get underneath there and I give you a look at how that turned out. Okay, so this is the passenger side airbag installed. It wasn't too difficult. It took a little bit of time to get in the heat deflector there. The way the instructions tell you to put it in is a little awkward. This bottom bracket here, it has you attach the top bit of bracket to the bottom of the airbag first, and then try to bolt the axle bracket in. I did that the first time. It was a little tricky, a little hard to get all the bolts torqued in right. So I assembled that. When I did the driver's side, I assembled that first before I tried to attach it to the airbag. And then we have the airbag on the driver's side as well. All right. It took me about a good 3.5 hours to put this in, and then I ran my air line along my existing wire bundle, and that worked out pretty well. And then I didn't want to put a mounted air compressor in, so I went with the attachments going out of my license plate holder. So that's the right side air bag connector, and then I have on the other side the left airbag connector. All right, folks, so the next modification I made was this RDS 70-gallon refuel tank toolbox combo. This took me about an hour or two to get in. It actually turned out pretty well. This guy, excuse the glare, has the toolbox, and it has the pump actually built in. Wasn't too difficult to put in. I bolted, there's 3 bolts that bolt down, one in the front, one on that side, and one on this side. You can't really see it, but so it wasn't too bad. The only awkward part was I had to drill a hole in the back of the case to run the power line for the pump. For whatever reason, the toolbox, when it comes, it doesn't come with a hole for the wiring. The wiring is in the compartment, but there's no way to get the wiring outside of it. So had to drill a hole there, and it was fine. And then I ran it through an existing hole within the bed of the truck already, and then we routed that from here up through the engine compartment into one of the uplifter switches. So now this pump is running through one of my uplifter switches, which is already fused as well. And that works pretty great. I put about 10 gallons in here to make sure I didn't have any leaks, make sure that it pumped like it's supposed to, and everything worked out well. I could get underneath and show how I routed it up to the front, and let us take a look at that. But this is one of the major upgrades I wanted to do to the truck to make sure we could travel a pretty good distance without having to stop for gas. So this gives me 70 gallons, so it holds about 65 gallons plus the 48-gallon tank that I have in the truck. We can go almost 1,000 miles without having to ever stop for gas. So let's take a look underneath how I routed the wiring. All right, so the wiring comes down from the bed of the truck. I gave myself a little bit of slack here so when the bed moves, it doesn't pinch the wires. Then I went up over the frame there, and then you can see it came back out, and I followed the existing wire bundle up to the front engine compartment. I still have to cut the tie straps off, but it rolls all the way through down to the front wheel and then up into the engine compartment, and allows me to run across the top there into the uplifter switch, and I can go and show you how it came up into the engine compartment from there as well. But it's pretty simple, tying it to the existing wire bundle, making sure I'm not hitting anything and getting in the way of any moving parts up under the vehicle.